right, with that, why don't we just drop into meditation a little more, even receiving that beautiful, beautiful mantra, settling down the whole nervous system. So deep and rooted and still. Just holding that. Just be with that for a bit and attune to Kali, Kali Ma. Her sweetness and fierce love, all in one. Inviting everyone to just attune to this frequency, remembering and knowing that you have aligned with something incredibly ancient and beautiful and powerful and loving and abundant that is holding you and containing you. And that this energy is always here for you and available, that it is not outside of you, but that it dwells within, moving into the center of your being, aligning with your true self, with your highest self. Feeling the presence of both Kali and Sekhmet as they have been our guides for the last few weeks, opening places we haven't wanted to see, looking behind the door, through the temple, through the eye of Horus, opening up our centers to be in great receiving, speaking our truths, allowing the roar or a rage to rise in order to take action for what is unjust in this world, to speak our authentic truth, to clear misunderstandings, to expand our vision, to stand for what is right in our power for ourselves and the world. To reawaken and connect with the intimate parts of ourselves, to create intimacy and sacred space and so much more. This energy invokes all of that and so much more. Breathing in the energy, coming into your body, dropping down now into the earth. We are very grateful to attune to all of you and to love who it is that you are. connecting with this beautiful vibration and energy that has been shared by the sweetest and dearest Debishri, as we align with her vibration in great gratitude for all the love and support that she provides and holds as a container for this work. As you are moving in now and coming into your body, we want to align again today with the energy and the vibration of Gobekli Tepe, for there is a great opening that is occurring right now in this beginning of this new month that is arising, that you call in your calendar in this language we are speaking of right now as March. And in this opening, opportunities to remember different lifetimes and places in which you lived and dwelled and brought and came together in great sacred ceremony, connected with the constellations and the stars attuning to one another in a very different way, is rising around the planet. And it is that there are much revelations or revealing, awakening or unveiling of ancient teachings and understandings that are coming forward all around the globe as the codes are awakening and rising out from the soil and falling down from the heavens and from the sun, as they are coming into all of you. And Kali is one of those codes and one of great importance, as this code is not one to shy away from, but yet to open your heart to, as she will find her way into your heart. It is that we want you to know that there is a change on the horizon for all of you, as there always has been and always shall be. And yet she is here to support you in aligning with this change with great authenticity and truth, to stand, to be, to hold the light that is within. We are inviting you now to travel energetically and to drop down into Turkey, where the vibrations are still unstable and the energy is still reverberating through this particular region. And yet there is an energy of this ancient old place that is calling and inviting you there, for it has grids and lines that run underneath it that are a matrix of light that hold into place much that is not understood from your perspective. And as time unravels and unfolds, more revealing and understanding of this will come to light. For great ceremony has taken place here that have changed the trajectory of the human collective and its consciousness, which over time, through new tools and understanding and higher perspectives, will be understood. And we have attuned and invited Kelly and all of you to align with this energy, because there is something here that awakens something in you at a very fast pace, accelerating your evolution. For it is that the vibration and the beings that are there in alignment with many of the elders that come from different star systems are very present during this time, for you are in an opening of a great change. And just as Sekhmet has risen from her place in Karnak to visit Kali in a place where she had never been or dwelled before, Kali too changes and wishes to do the same. I am inviting you to stand upon the platform of the stone in Gobekli Tepe, attuning to the vibrations and the energies of the stones on either side of you. conscious and aware of the stars in the dark night, attuning to the energies that come from what appears afar and yet is also within, as the beings come closer, carrying devices to begin to turn on the mechanism of a technology that you will soon understand and will shift consciousness for your particular reality. In the opening of these energies, the colors begin to form as the rainbow lights of frequency, geometry, and shape begin to pass through and move through your body. It is something that you are more accustomed to as the appearance of the Stargate appears in front of you. Attuning to that, feeling the energy there, feeling its presence, knowing that beyond that is a full unveiling, a full, complete knowing and remembering. There is so much that needs to continue to be integrated in order for you to fully stand upon the platform in the remembering of who you are. And it is that these energies come to invite you to do just that, to stand, to trust, to honor, to love, to share, to be aware of yourself in this space. Something might come alive for you, a remembering of being here, a remembering of the sacred rituals that were done. There are clues that have been left here for you. There are images and writings. There are positions. The stars are speaking to you. There is a vibration here. We're asking you to start to feel it and tune in and to remember it, remembering your life, remembering your work, remembering that you would return one day in a different vessel, in another body, that you would chisel away at the stone, that you would brush off and find the carvings beneath, that it would remind you of something, it would awaken something in you. There is no time left to play small. You are at a juncture. You are moving rapidly toward a point of choice where the repeat of your history can change, where you can wake up from the dream, where you can remember who you are, where you can see that in everyone around you, where you can melt away their wounds and pain with your love as you see through their masks, their triggers, their sorrows, as you look deep into their essence, as their soul is revealed to you. You may touch them with your hand upon their heart. You may lay your hand upon that of a baby. You may ignite and flood them with the memories of their divinity, as Kali and Sekhmet wish to do for you today. Stepping through the portal of time, feeling and sensing Kali's energy. She is at your left, attuning to her and her beauty, noticing her necklace of heads, comfortable with the bleeding, comfortable with her rawness, her fierceness, her light, her blue skin, tuning to her beauty, embracing and accepting all of her. She is here with you. She is by your side. She will always be here. She's moving through you. Allow her energy to move through you, to be inside of you, to go with you. She appears to you in the night, in the dark sky. And yet today she says that she too shall change. She will begin to walk as you walk together through the dark forest in India. Feel her presence with you, walking beside you. She says, I want to walk until the sun rises. I want to walk to greet my friend Sekhmet. I want to walk until I find myself in my bare feet in the hot sand in the desert as the sun comes ahead. I want to go into a different place where I too can be seen in a new light. I walk into the desert, into the heat, as the sun bears down hard on my skin, dripping sweat in the uncomfortableness of it. I invite Sekhmet to come out to greet me, to meet me in the high sun of the desert. As she and her energy has been embedded in Karnak, in the statue itself, the statue begins to break apart as that is of your consciousness, and the paradigm is breaking and shattering, or it does not need to be held any longer in a form such as that. And as it falls and cracks and dissembles, she emerges. And as she emerges, you see her great beauty, the lioness energy as she holds her staff wearing her ankh. She comes and opens the door of the great temple in Egypt into the light, as well as she stands now in the desert as the sun blinds her and she looks away for a moment. She sees her friend, that who is in many regards her lover, her twin, her space, in which together they dance and ignite and awaken the power within the collective. They look and stand at one another. Kali in a place that is unfamiliar, forcing herself to change as she has asked you to change, and Sekhmet breaking away the statue, breaking away the stone and the masks, the old way of being, and moving outside of what has been into the light of something new. They stand there together, honoring and seeing one another bare and naked as the sun hits them and the sweat pours from their brow and the uncomfortableness of the sand beneath their feet. They stand true together, facing one another and inviting you to be there with them. In front of them is a great altar, one in which normally you would rise upon, and they would sit in their throne as you would look down and bow to them in honor of them, in their allness and all of their power and love that they have for you. And yet today they ask you to stand before them, not in your shyness, but in the truth of who it is that you are, that you may expand your heart and your fierce love to encompass and embody all that they hold for you. And with that, they invite you to walk up upon the platform where they sit in their throne, at first feeling quite shy of such a thing to do, for it may feel of great disrespect, but they ask of you to come, for they need you now to be a warrior. They need you to be strong. They need you to embody your own power. They need you to be the great goddess that you are, that you may form a team of energy, of warriors, of light, that that you forge through the times ahead with grace and power and love, that you know all that you have come to do and that it unfolds for you. And as you do this, you agree, perhaps hesitantly at first, but knowingly that this is part of who you are. Walking up upon the stone with the heat of the bright sun shining upon you, nowhere to hide, everything exposed in the acceptance of all of you, of every lifetime, of every breath, of every word spoken, of everything said, of everything done, of anything that carries shame or pain or wounds or guilt, of all of that and more. You embrace all of it. They ask you to own all of it, to see all of it, to be all of it, to embrace all of it. For you are worthy of that, and you are love. Standing there bare and vulnerable upon it, a throne appears for you. It is made of gold, and they ask you to take a seat, Kali to your left and Sekhmet to your right. They come together, meeting one another hand to hand, looking and dancing around with joy as they bring together a bowl. One big, large bowl, and within it is the swirling cosmic energy of the kaleidoscope, vibrational energy that has been placed within the centers of your being through the paintbrush that has come within the cave of Shakti's energy, and Kali mixing it. And as she hands it over to Sekhmet, Sekhmet infuses it with the lava and the fire and the fierceness of her love. And as it moves and twists and turns, they place it beneath your throne where an empty space dwells, and it begins to have a life of its own. As they turn it on and it ignites itself, it begins to rise up through your perineum and through your tube, as if a blue and an orange snake are intertwining together, rising through your spine. Allowing this energy to come, it moves into every little place and crevice, igniting and remembering and loving all of you, rising through, opening up your pelvic floor, opening up your intimacy, opening up your connection, connecting, opening up your power, opening up and softening the heart, moving through and breaking down any final and last barriers, twisting and turning through the throat as you begin to feel the energy rising further and further all the way up and moving into the center and the dwelling of the pineal area of the third eye, rising up as the snake comes out the top. Allow the energy to rise. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to be all of it. You are all of that and more. As Sekhmet approaches you, she begins to draw upon your third eye, the eye of Horus, an imprint of the symbol turning to gold, opening your vision so that you may see what is true. Feel the third eye opening. Feel the eye of Horus, inviting you to draw it now in your own mind's eye, the image upon the third eye opening, that you may see through where she asked you to look. It is now completed in the initiation of its opening. The cobra agrees. As it rises from your crown, Sekhmet comes over and places around your neck a great symbol of the Ankh as it hits your heart, opening the life force, feeling, shifting, changing, transmuting old energies. She carries the ostrich feather, the energy of truth, as she tickles it in your throat, placing it as a symbol of remembrance in your hair, awakening you to speak your truth from a place of the heart that is light. feeling these initiations, feeling the codes coming in, the swirling of the infinity sign, the gathering of its energy as it moves down, it ignites and opens all of your centers, the twirling and the spinning of this energy moving through and around you, noticing the symbol of a disc with a dot in the center, multiplying and multiplying as she rises and raises and places it upon your crown, noticing the cobra's energy as it wraps around, coming up through. All of this, just allowing the codes to flow through you from Sekhmet, allowing the fiery energy to come in, allowing it to ignite, allowing it to go into the dark places, feeling it all, feeling all of it, feeling all of it. Kali now looking at you, the gentleness and yet the fierceness, the wildness of her hair, wearing upon her neck, the heads that are bleeding and dripping on the sand. She comes to you and she says, "Do not be afraid, do not fear me, for I cut away that in which is no longer needed to be carried within you. For I take it gladly from you, any and all that you will give to me. And now I initiate you by placing upon you a necklace. It is empty, my dear friend. There is nothing hanging on it, but I also give you my sword, for you may go and slay now the demons and the energies of that of injustice, of that what is wrong, that you may speak out for what is right, that you may sever your head when it is where it should not be. And when this happens, you may hold it proud as the blood falls upon the sand, and you may place it upon your neck for all to see without shame. For I give you all of this and more." Sitting there in your throne, feeling the codes and the symbols of the Egyptian old ancient teachings floating all around you in golden pleasure, spinning through you, embodying and embedding them within your DNA. Wearing the necklace, knowing you are prepared now to hold the energy of Kali. Within great honor, you sit there, exposed in the rawness of all of this and more. Breathing this in, receiving these truths, honoring these ancient teachings, opening to this, being a force for change, embodying time itself, the great essence of the void of creation, knowing you are all of that and more. There you sit, loving yourself, allowing platters now to come filled with fruit in abundance, flowing all around you in a willingness to accept that abundance, to accept it all, the treasures and the beauty of the magnificent earth as she births her harvest for you to enjoy. They now place upon you the most beautiful robe, made of the greatest silk, feeling so honored, so cherished, so seen, so loved. Sitting now on your throne without apology for that, holding and honoring the essence of Kali by being who you truly are, authentic to yourself, awake, aware. Feel yourself sitting there. Feel what it feels like to allow yourself to embody your innate wisdom and power, and fierce love. Feel the robe that you are wearing and its beauty. Feel the symbol of the Eye of Horus on your eye. Feel the cobra rising from your crown. Feel the golden disc behind your head. Feel the necklace that you are wearing. Feel the sword that you carry, the scepter that you hold. The wildness of your hair, the freedom to be who you are. And as you sit there embodying that, notice from a distance that a royal tribe of lions are coming to you. They're coming in all the directions, east, south, north, and west, coming to form a circle. As they come closer, there is not even a stirring of fear within you, for you know they have come to honor you. They come in now, surrounding you, and they lay down. They lay down and they bow. And you allow this as you honor them and their strength. They are respecting you. You are holding the energy of Kali and Sekhmet. And now Kali begins to multiply, playing sounds and singing and dancing, weaving in between the lions with her dance, swirling around like a blue light that dances in the sun. And as the sun hits the blue light, rainbows appear all around, celebrating who you are, loving you. Now both Sekhmet and Kali come down from the thrones while you remain in yours, looking at you. They turn into balls of energy, a blue, beautiful light that bounces in the night, and a fiery ball of golden red fire. And they multiply and dance around you as orbs of light. And as you breathe, you continue to receive and embody them, allowing them to play with you, to dance with you, to teach you, to love you. Feel their energy moving through you, allowing yourself to be loved by them. Getting up now from your throne, coming down off the pedestal into the hot sand of the real world, carrying with you these gifts, implementing them and bringing them into the ordinary, knowing that both Kali and Sekhmet are both by your side, but also inside of you, that you will never be the same, that you have awakened to your true power. You are remembering fully and completely who you are. You love all of you. You do not hide from yourself. You speak what is true. You stand for what is right. You encompass all of them and more. They see a golden thread appearing in front of you. This thread carries you back to your life, and they travel along it with you, returning to this lifetime, this experience, this journey on the edge of a great awakening, of a great change for the planet, embodying their courage, their strength, that you share with the world all that you have to share. Then you give to the world all the love you have to give. And you accept and love all of you. And so it is. You're taking a nice deep breath. Just feel Kali Ma's energy. It has been ignited. It has been introduced. It has been connected now with you. She will always be there for you, always available, inviting her in, growing and changing, tuning to Sekhmet's energy and her love for you, her ability to devour and to take from you anything that you will give her, that she shall consume it with her fire. And together you walk the path of courage and empowerment toward the new earth on a higher timeline, aligned with deep rememberings of the ancient ways to bring about peace and justice for all. And so it is.